So, for the final question, we ask everyone to name an angler that they want to have on their team, an angler they want to draw next to for whatever reason, and an angler that they want to ban from fishing altogether.
That's nice then, isn't it? Well, the first question is easy. That'd be Will Raisin. I fish with Will, not with the Dorking team, but obviously with the England team as well. One of the best anglers in the world, if not the best angler in the world, in my opinion. I fished with him at Cudmore during the things we fished there with the Fishing Mania thing. Yeah, Will Raisin, 100%. Angler I'd like to get pegged next to it, it's got to be Mark Eves.
For what reason?
Because he's short and stumpy. Because I always, it'd be a nightmare to be honest, but I'd love it,
Do you have a bit of a laugh with him?
Big style. There'd be absolute loads of ripping into each other.
Yeah. He gives as good as he gets, doesn't he?
I'd like to chuck him in, and I've actually picked him up, and he weighs, I don't know, it's like a lead ball. It's horrific.
I've heard Bullard did it.
Tried to pick him up?
Well, no, I think he legged him up, didn't he? Or chucked him in.
I don't know.
On his 13 metre.
I don't know. But you'd have a good laugh, you know what I mean? What's the last one? Ban. I don't know if I want anybody banned, really. Who would you ban? I don't know. I don't know how to answer that or not, really.
So there must be someone in the back of your mind.
No, there isn't really. I don't know who would I like to ban. Well, a cheat. I'd like to ban a cheat.
Anyone that stands?
Well, I think anybody who cheats, anybody who goes, bait limits and things like that, and they know the bait limits. I think that's the people I'd like to ban. Is it ban?
Yeah, so you think
ban?
Anybody
who cheats. I don't know any. I can't say any names because I've already put myself in the firing line by saying cheats, haven't I? But no, I'm not. I can't mention any names. But I think anybody who's prepared to go there and cheat, blatantly take the wrong bait, too much bait,
trying to get an advantage.
Advantage should be banned from the venue or banned from the festival ever again.
Yeah.
Personally, there's one thing that down Whiteacres, for example, it's a very difficult because you've got different baits. What's the matter? Did he get caught?
He wasn't caught. He got caught.
Oh, this is it. This is it. This makes that question really easy to answer.
This is Rich's one. So you went to your peg.
Let him. I think you should let him.
Go on.
You
explain.
Because he's gone all a bit shy now.
No, long story short.
It's going to be a short story.
Yeah, most disorganised angler in the world. I've got to my peg on
Twin Oaks.
I
remember the story.
Yeah, you knew. Leading us in. I found like two bags of, I don't know what it was, ground bait. I think it was. Just
only 2 bags.
Yeah, random ones that were unopened bottom of the carryall. Put them on one side. Been walking them up as they've been doing bait checks.
You were taking them back to the van because you realised.
Yeah, I've gone. This was 20 minutes before the all-in. As I've gone past, I've said, I found these in my bag. Obviously, he's like, they were at your peg there. I was like, well, yeah, I've found them in my bag as I've been setting up. And there's been 6-7 pints on my bait tray, not even the full limit, and then been disqualified.
Right.
So
how far were you from the peg when they stopped you then?
4 or 5 pegs up.
Oh, right.
But
away.
It was at my peg. There's no argument there, but it was like 20 minutes before the start. But yeah, it's one of those. If you'd have left it in your bag, they probably wouldn't have checked in there. You'd have got away with it. So.
But then you had to fish, didn't you?
Yeah. Well, I said, yeah, you've got to fish, but.
Yes, I mean, I did hear about that. I didn't bring that up. I didn't bring that up. I was thinking about another time, but I'm not going to say who and when. But no, but that's that's the sort of thing you were obviously you thought you were doing the right thing.
Yeah, it's a kind of awkward situation where you're like, you've not done it to benefit you, it's because I'm a disorganised bugger, and yeah, it's like you've tried to do the right thing. You've not had it at your peg when you're fishing it. It's 20 minutes before the all in. So I don't know. They going by the rules, they've kind of done what they said they were going to do, and. I think at the time it was when people were kind of pushing it a bit, and I think they were looking to make an example of some, not in a nasty way, but kind of
Just
say,
to sort of
yeah,
say
don't do
we
it.
are checking, and yeah, I mean that is like, it's a bit out of order, really, disqualifying someone when you're trying to do the right thing, isn't it?
It's that awkward
You know.
situation, is it?
But that made that question really, really easy, Rich. To be honest, that was really good. I like that. I'm glad I didn't even remember. I didn't even remember it, but
yeah,
what a great way of
up.
answering that question.
Yeah.
So you're
That was
banning me
awesome.
from fishing.
But yeah, you know,
Basically.
no. If anybody's caught cheating like that, you know, it's not on, is it?
Yeah.
You know, it must be horrific thinking that you've got a bait there which is banned, or you've got too much of a bait. You know, it's not good, is it? Really?
But I suppose it almost comes down to, should there be a blanket sort of set of rules that, be it the Angling Trust or someone, that just applies to all fisheries?
I don't think it'll ever work, because you've got different fisheries and the fishery owners have got their own opinions
Yeah.
on what bait, how much bait, you know,
What affects their
ground
water
bait.
quality.
You're not allowed to use ground bait, you are allowed to use ground bait. And that's down to the fishery owner and what he thinks he's got to do to keep his fish at, you know, top condition with water quality.
Yeah.
I suppose it's so easy, isn't it? Especially if you're travelling around to different venues, to take the wrong amount, think it's or not know about a certain rule.
Yeah, I mean, Whiteacres is very hard. It's very hard because you don't know how it's. Because like I was going back to what I said earlier, it's hard enough for me, and I've been down Whiteacres, 20 years, and I've always said I just wish they would maybe change the rules to have, you can take 4 pints of maggots, you can take 4 pints of casters, you can take 4 pints of pellets. Why not have a 3 pint bait limit of 2 mils, 4 mils, 6 mils, and 8 mils? At least then at the start, every time you go, you've got a 3 pint bait tub. You can have them 3 different size or 4 different size pellets with you. I was fishing rock hard today. I need some 4 mil pellets. I didn't bring any 4 mil pellets. And then on top of that, you can have 3 pints of maggots. You can have 3 pints. Keep everything 3 pints or whatever. All right. I know meats are obviously a very tricky subject, and I know they got like a 1 pint meat limit down there in the festivals. Fair enough. But I wish it's very difficult. It's so difficult. I just wish I could go there with a 3 pint bait tub with the baits that I want.
It's having to commit before. You've got to make a
It's
decision
a
before your match
It's
that ultimately affects
Listen,
your week.
the Parkdean final, right, is brilliant. Clint, the other year, a couple of years ago, said you can take what you want as long as it's within the baits you're allowed.
Yeah.
It's brilliant. Your heads, and not being funny, how much of that bait do you actually feed?
There's not many pegs, is there, where you rarely feed
Most
a lot there at all, do you?
most times, the only time you ever feed a lot of bait now is if you're down the edge or you're fishing shallow.
Yeah.
I've been down Whiteacres and, I've brought 90% of the bait back with me.
Yeah.
And
That's the thing. You worry about your limits, but then realistically, you
realistically,
don't go anywhere near it.
realistically, you only do that if one you draw in a certain area and you've got to fish a certain way, and normally that is either down the edge or shallow.
I've always found, say it was an 8 pint limit, you take 8 pints for the sake of taking 8 pints.
Yeah.
If there's no limits, you kind of just get out what you need on the day. And
I just wish
most
they'd
of the
have
time
this
it's
3
nowhere
pint. That's my opinion. I mean, everybody was saying that's crap, but yeah, I just think I'm only using Whiteacres as a
your opinion in general, what it should be if you
because you imagine like for just your pellets, you can have 3 pints of each size.
Yeah.
What a result!
Yeah.
You can just take a 3 pint bait tub of each size pellet if you want to.
Yeah.
Brilliant. No discussions. I go down to them sort of places. I got a 1 unit container with meat on one side in a bag and corn on the other. So, for Christ's sake, do you know what I mean? I know that's the rules and that's what you got to deal with, but I just wish they would, just relax it a little bit, think about it a bit more. Because you're not going to feed that much bait on 90% of the pegs.
Yeah.
If anything, you're allowed to have 2 kilos of ground bait. That's a lot of ground bait, isn't it?
Yeah. Hell of a lot.
How many times you mix up 2 kilos of ground bait in a festival and never put it in?
Yeah. Oh.
You bring it back and chuck it in the bin in the car park. And that's what happens with you obviously with your pellets. You just put the lid back on and bring them back and use them the next day, don't you?
Yeah.
But yeah, you made that was a great question.
So
Thanks for getting me out of the grief with that.
So you've gone for teammate will raising.
Yeah, 100% on any venue, any sort of fishing.
draw next to Mark Eves because you have a bit of a laugh. You can,
And I could chuck him in if I need to. If I
and
could
then
pick
you're
him up.
banning cheats.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Names.
Including Rich. Brilliant.
Yeah.
So that concludes this week's podcast.
Might edit that bit out.
Clear your mind, Rich. Ain't a problem, mate.
So as always, thank you everybody for all the feedback. Make sure that you subscribe, like any of the channels that you're listening to, YouTube, whatever it is. And thanks for listening.
Thanks very much.